between Tassadar and Vibe. It's going to be on Derelict Watcher. And Tassadar is, of course, leading 1-0. Strong.
He is.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I was going to say that he is. It was a strong showing from him.
Yeah.
A little bit. He always made it look easy, really. And Vibe didn't exactly get a look in.
Yeah, Vibe kind of choosing some roach speedling aggression at just the wrong time. Didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
Tassadar easily able to push off 2 bases and claim the win. Tassadar, of course, the red Protoss, spawning here in the top right. And Vibe, the blue Zerg, down in the bottom left. Derelict Watcher, a much more wide open map, a map where if he wanted to play Hydralisks against Colossi, he could actually hope for better engagements. Unlike on Yansu, where it gets tricky.
Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, Yonsu, a very lengthy and very narrow map where getting the right angles is going to be nigh impossible. But this Derelict Watcher's pretty damn open. I mean, you have entire screens which is nothing but flat space, which is fairly rare on the current set of maps. So you can get an engagement pretty much wherever you want. And that's always nice to see. But we'll have to see something a little bit different here coming out from Vibe. We're already seeing something a bit different from Tassadar. He's actually going to go with the Gateway expansion here.
Yep.
He doesn't feel that he needs to go with the Nexus B for the Forge or anything like that. And Vibe's going to hatch first, which is absolutely fine. It's not like Gateway first is going to kill that by any stretch. No. And then we're going to see the 2 gas go down here on 16 supply. So Tassadar might be thinking of something a little bit fancy, but this could also mean just 2 in each gas, which is something that a lot of Protoss have been doing lately.
Quick double gas opens up all the possibilities for Tassadar. Still,
it does.
Impossible to say what he will go for. I expect we'll see him expanding pretty soon. Gateway expand has become so just in vogue. Cybercore going down immediately. Vibe is going to go 3 hatch before a spawning pool. Now suddenly, suddenly this gets a little hashtag dicey.
It kind of does, honestly. Now, there are 2 workers in each gas for Tassadar, so this does not necessarily mean something crazy is going to happen, but we should certainly keep an eye on him nonetheless. 3 hatch before pull. You were talking last game about the greediness. That's as greedy as you get, Zerg. That is as greedy as you get, and don't immediately die 95% of the time. 4 hatch before pull has been tried and has failed miserably, rightfully so.
That's how
that is not
Cats likes
something.
to play.
Yes, that should not be allowed. That should be illegal, and I believe most Protoss believe that as well, so they shut that down. But we will see the Nexus come down here as well. The gas count is starting to get a little bit high, but this could just mean sentries in a mothership core here for Tassadar, along with the warp gate tech. So this doesn't mean, oh, Dark Templar are coming in. And I gotta say, something I've been noticing lately, we're seeing a lot more mid-game DTs these days. Yeah,
it's becoming more and more in fashion as Protoss players have learned how to go DTs without just setting themselves up to die if it doesn't do a ton of damage. I'll say this too, Tassadar has not scouted until just now. We're seeing this first probe moving out. So that's about as good as Vibe could hope for. It means that this greedy opening is not going to be very punishable because Tassadar is not going to see it until it's quite late. Although Twilight Council's going down, Total Biscuit, and you were just kind of, I'm going to say cheekily joking about DTs, but I think you were onto something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. You can't, as you pointed out earlier, you can't really know from 2 in each gas and double gas on 16 what exactly it's going to end up being. There's 2 gateways following this up, so there is the possibility it might actually end up just being blink pressure, but it could be a Dark Shrine as well. Thing is, his gas count's where it needs to be for it. There it is. There's the Dark Shrine going down for Tassadar. Hey, it's game 2, you game up. Why not Dark Shrine?
Every time, go Dark Shrine. That's what I do when I play for Protoss.
And what rank are you with Protoss right now?
We're not going to talk about that. It's not so high. DT opening for Tassadar, and is Vibe in position to really to play against that? He's got no detection anywhere. He has not started his lair. He's getting melee upgrades for his Zerglings. So
Vibe is seriously not going to see this, is he? No, didn't think so. That Ling got far further than it should have, frankly.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to learn too much from that, but still.
Further than it should have gotten, but ultimately didn't see very much.
Nope.
And reactively, Vibe's not doing very much. He's making more Zerglings. Maybe he feels like he can apply some pressure, and that'll force Tassadar to show him a little bit more. But that Dark Shrine is nearing completion.
It is. 24 Lings coming out, which is not the number that you need to deal with DTs. You need an infinite number of Zerglings to deal with DTs. they will not do anything with no detection out, which is exactly the situation Vibe's in.
Man.
There is an evolution chamber, but there's no spore crawlers anywhere. Warping comes in straight towards the third base, and we're gonna see a little bit of slicing action here.
Still no layers, still no spores having started anywhere. This is terrible for Vibe. When is he going to realize what's happened? He's just started his layer, but now the DTs are revealed. And what are you going to do, Vibe?
It slices, it dices, it cuts up queens in all shapes and sizes, as you can see here. This one's going to die, and there's one of the natural as well, which is having a laugh. Vibe isn't even mining, he's protecting the spore crawler by surrounding it, but it's now made its way into the main and is devastating this mineral line here. And frankly, even with the spore up, it doesn't matter, because the queen will lose in a straight-up fight here. The drones are going to come and try and help, but Tassadar's even trying to micro this as well. The link pressure at the front is being kept out for the most part by a couple of sentries and that photon overcharge. The damage that's already been done is significant. 10 workers killed and at least 1 queen down. A hatchery killed as well. That's devastating.
Absolutely brutal early game here for Vibe. Not only were these DTs incredibly effective, John, Vibe cut drone production to make all those lings. He was going for a +1 timing, and that made his economy even weaker. This spore crawler is going to get focused down. When it dies, it means no detection in the natural.
Oh, dear.
And things go from bad to worse for poor Vibe.
Well, at least Lair's done, so he can get an Overseer out right now, but I think he's got bigger problems than that at this stage, honestly. The Lings are now coming around, and Vibe might try and protect that. The Spore Crawler's coming down as the DT runs nonchalantly past it and is going to assassinate that Queen without any remorse whatsoever. This is horrendous here for Vibe. And I'm just really wondering what Vibe was trying to accomplish with that +1 timing. Did he seriously expect that Tassadar wouldn't have any sentries, wouldn't have walled off by that point? That's not really enough Lings to reliably break that.
I don't know, man. He read the situation incorrectly. Maybe he was thinking gateway timing was coming and he could catch units out on the map. Maybe he was thinking in a Stargate opening and he could just crash through. But unfortunately, against Dark Templar, his opening was just not so good, man, and he finds himself so far behind. He's about 12 harvesters down right now, and he's trying desperately to reestablish his economy, but at the same time, actually, he's just going to go all in.
Yeah, pretty much. Nidus coming down for that. Yeah, he's going to. There is actually an Overlord in a good position, which has not been scouted, so he may be able to Nidus this. And if he can do crippling damage with this Nidus, then he's back in this game. He's stuck on 2 bases right now. But
even if he can get into the base with the Nidus, there's a Dark Templar is tough to deal with. It's easy to make an Archon, and that'll be really good against the Zerglings. Oh, and he's going to get some Lings trapped. What perfect force fields from Tassadar.
Absolutely brutal. Loses a good number of those Lings as well. I feel that even with DTs, if you throw enough Lings at your opponent, you can still do crippling economic damage, because DTs are not going to kill Lings that quickly.
Tassadar
and this Nidus is...
Oh,
no, it's not. There's probes. Never mind. Is this actually going to finish?
I think it might. But
I don't think anything's coming out of that.
Nope. The moment's gone.
And such is the embarrassing life of a Nidus worm.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
GG.
Good game gets called, and Vibe in quick fashion is 0-2'd by Tassadar, who advances on to the winner's match where he will face Drunken Boy.